Hey everyone, this is Friedel Courage Raven, and it's been a while since I did a recap and review type of video for the comic books that I ended up reading this week. But yeah, I'm back. I'm not really sure if I'll be back next week, but let's see. So, coming to the comic books that I read this week, I am still continuing my boycott of the X-Men titles because of the messiness that ended up happening in Marauders issue number 13. But yeah, let's see if the X-Men can offer a story that will make me want to pick up an X-Men title again. And I'm just waiting for the X-Men writers to handle Storm properly, because I really think that Marauders issue number 13 ended up doing disservice to her character. They made a literal mutant goddess, backstab the person that loves her. And I mean, we were led to believe that Storm didn't have time because of the X of Swords event. However, we all know that she had time. She could have waited for T'Challa to come over. She could have, I mean, literally, she could have waited like half a day, but no, drama, whatever. And it's very weird because it's as if the writers handling the X-Men books want to separate Storm from T'Challa. However, when it comes to stories outside of the X-Men books, Storm's and T'Challa's relationship is still a thing, and that brings us to King in Black, Black Panther, issue number 1. It's a one issue tie-in that's written by Jeffrey Thorne, and art is by German Peralta. But yeah, this is a one-issue tie-in, and as far as I'm concerned, I really loved how Jeffrey Thorne ended up handling T'Challa's relationship with Storm, because we know that Null was able to take control of Storm, and T'Challa, I mean, of course he loves Storm, however, he has other priorities as well. He needs to think of the bigger picture. He needs to protect Wakanda. He needs to protect the entire Earth. And I really liked how Jeffrey Thorne ended up exploring T'Challa as a son, as a king, as a brother, as a hero, as a Black Panther. It was very interesting, and I really liked how T'Challa kept remembering Storm, and he was like, you know what, even though I love her, I can't help her right now, and what I can do is that I can save countless people in Wakanda, and that's what I need to focus on. And I really liked how Shuri and Okoye ended up playing a role in helping T'Challa enact his mission to take Wakanda out from under Null's control. It was very amazing, and we ended up learning about this new weapon that the Wakandans have, which is basically called the Head of Bast. And it's, yeah, as you can see, it's basically Okoye inside an energy robot or something. It's basically a panther, and according to T'Challa, this weapon was created to kill the Phoenix, which I'm not really sure if that's even possible, but Okoye is able to use the new weapon to take down one of the dragons. And again, the entire fight is just a testament to Storm's power, because Storm was taking down these gigantic dragons as if they were nothing. I don't want to spoil too much because I want you to pick up this issue and read it, because even though I'm not the biggest Black Panther fan out there, I really enjoyed this tie-in. And again, commenting about T'Challa's relationship with Storm, like this panel, I loved it. He's like, Aurora, my beloved. Aurora is no longer a factor, and you can tell that he still loves her. And of course, Shuri and Okoye are worried about T'Challa as well. But yeah, pick it up. It's amazing. I highly recommend you guys, yeah, pick this issue up. It's amazing. Like, just look at the art. It's very expressive, even during the emotional scenes as well as during the action sequences. And then the next issue that I have was Happy Hour, issue number 4. I was provided a free digital copy of this issue for review. Of course, the opinions are my own, and this story is by Peter Milligan, with art by Michael Montanet. And colorist is Felipe Sobrero. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is basically a story about a world where you aren't allowed to be upset. You're always supposed to be happy, even when you are hurt, even when you are facing death, even if other people in your family die, or you are you are going through a divorce, you are always supposed to be happy. And this issue ended up bringing Kim and Jerry closer together, and I had an issue with it. My complaint is that even though I'm not a big fan of nudity in media, however, However, if a piece of media does feature nudity, I would like it to not discriminate. Like, if you are going to show a naked woman, then you better show an equally naked man as well. You know, all of that stuff. So in this issue, we saw Jerry and Kim make their way to the area or the location that Ham was telling them about, and it was very the grass is always greener on the other side kind of thing, where when they reached the new area, they realized that, we are in trouble as well, because in the new area, you aren't supposed to be happy. You are supposed to remain miserable 24/7. Which is basically similar to the area they just left, where you're always supposed to be happy 24/7. So yeah, my recommendation is pick it up. It's a very interesting story. And then we have Knock 'Em Dead, issue number 3 by Elliot Rahel. And this issue surprised me, because even though I knew that the main narrative was going to explore the paranormal side of things, I really wasn't expecting exorcism to be involved so early. So yeah, also writer Elliot Rahel and artist is Mattia Monaco, and colorist is Matt Miller. So coming back, we have this exorcist that because Pryor wants the soul or the ghost inside of him to be exorcised, and it's weird. Like, Pryor is able to be released from the soul that's possessing him. However, because he isn't able to bring in crowds like he used to, he wants to be a vessel for a friendlier ghost, and it's very weird. I wasn't expecting all of this stuff to happen, but you know what? I'm going to continue reading the story. Let's see what happens in issue number 4. Then we have DC Universe Love is a Battlefield, which is an 80-page giant issue, and it had 10 mini stories, and it's basically a Valentine's Day special from DC Comics, and these are all of the stories. And yeah, now this isn't a jab against certain creative teams. It's just like I wasn't able to read all of the stories because it came down to personal preference, because I wasn't a fan of certain characters. But anyway, let's go over the stories that I enjoyed. First up, we have Batman and Catwoman in perfect matches, and this is basically Bruce and Selina going to Maxie Zeus's wedding party, and of course Bruce has his Matches Malone disguise on, and it kind of made sense why these two would go there, because Bruce and Selina are like, you know what, all of these villains are gathered in a single location, so why don't we just put trackers on them? It was very fun. And this issue also touched on how Bruce and Selina don't necessarily need to be traditionally married in order to continue being a couple. Now, my favorite story was the one featuring Harley and Ivy, and it's by Tim Seeley. And I really enjoyed the story because it gave us a recap of how these two met, how these two became friends, how these two ended up making each other become a better version of themselves, and how these two ended up being a romantic couple. Like Harley and Ivy, they are a very iconic romantic couple in the comic book series. And I really enjoyed how these two got close, and the issue ended with these two now very old, and Ivy is like, you know what, Harley, we can regenerate like plants. Would you like to do this? However, there is a drawback. We won't have any of our memories that we have right now. And Harley is like, you know what, Pam, I don't care. Let's do this. And the only regret that I ever had when it came to our relationship is that I regret that I wasn't able to find you earlier. It's a very lovely story, and just you should pick this comic book up just for this story, like, frankly. Now, the other story that I want to talk about is Abel, and it stars Sergeant Rock, and it's a queer story. It's basically about how, like, queer individuals have always put their life on the line in order to protect their families and communities and their country. However, even though they have made so many sacrifices, society still doesn't accept them. It was an emotional story. It was nice. It was nice. The next comic book that I want to talk about is Mighty Morphin, issue number 4 by Ryan Parrott. And I don't know about you all, but I continue to be a fan of the Power Ranger stories that Ryan Parrott has been telling. And this comic book is illustrated by Marco Renna, and it's colored by Walter Bayamonte, with colored assistance by Katia Ranali. And of course, as I've already said, I'm a fan of Ryan Parrott's writing style, and I really enjoyed this issue as well. The action sequences were very fun, and I also like the fact that I guess this was one of the first time we have seen Lord Zed feel like an actual villain. And yeah, the tides of battle turned against our heroes, and the Power Rangers had to run away. And it was refreshing to see Lord Zed winning. And of course, we know that our heroes will be able to defeat him. But yeah, until that happens, I'm here for the Power Rangers trying to figure out how to take down Lord Zed. And also, they need to hurry up because according to a new character that was introduced, there's a storm brewing, and apparently there's going to be a big war coming to Earth. So the Rangers need to be ready. And this issue also gave us the identity of the current Green Ranger, the Green Power Ranger. And I don't want to spoil it, but it made sense. It made sense to me that that person would end up being the current Green Power Ranger. The final comic book that I want to talk about is Space Bastards issue number 2. I was provided a free digital copy of Space Bastards issue number 2, and the opinions are my own. And yeah, I really enjoyed reading the first issue of Space Bastards. I can understand that it's not for everyone, but if you are into action-filled space adventures where people kill each other and there's no guilt about it, and they say offensive stuff and they do offensive things, and it's all because they want to deliver these packages, you're going to be very, very entertained. This series has been created by Eric Peterson and Joe Aubrey, and it's very fun. It's very reminiscent of The Boys, all of the gore and action and all of the offensive stuff that happens in that series. So if you like The Boys, you'll end up loving Space Bastards too. So the second issue ended up giving us a history lesson, and it focused on Roy, and we got to find out how Roy ended up being the CEO of the Intergalactic Postal Service, and how he even came up with the idea of having these mercenaries kill each other to deliver packages around throughout the galaxy. It was very fun. And you can tell that Roy is someone who wants to become a successful businessman, and he's okay with other people killing each other as long as he's saving money and becoming rich. The final panels of the issue ended up giving Roy another obstacle to handle. Basically, power industries are introducing this teleportation technology that's going to make delivering parcels a lot easier. And of course, Roy doesn't want that. Roy doesn't want his business to go bankrupt. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing how Roy will be able to handle Mr. Wayne Powers. Yeah, Wayne. Wayne Powers. So yeah, let's see what happens. Of course, I'll be doing a written review of all of these comic books for the Geek Theory. The link to my review will be down in the comment section below. Make sure to check it out. Which comic books did you pick up this week? Let me know. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.